What is good, family? How are we all doing? Hope everyone has had a good past few days. We are back for another episode today. So it is Wednesday, 15th of October, and as always, getting into our proverbs for today. It was a good trading day yesterday. Thank God we ended up in the green, only using the 3 micros. So that's going to be the game plan today. We potentially might need to scale up that amount, but we'll just wait and see. But basically, the verse for today is verse 32. Those who disregard discipline despise themselves, but the one who heeds correction gains understanding. So yeah, I think this is super important, and I think we learned this from yesterday, that usually in the past, after a red day like that, I would be so gung-ho to get back to where we were and really try and overtrade and clear it as soon as possible. I need to size down, take it easy, slow and steady, and get back to where we need to be. Shifting onto our charts now, I'm interested in a bit of a short play here. If we go to the M15, we're right at this 15-minute civvy. The only thing that is scaring me a little bit, we have our previous value area levels. The only thing I don't like too much is if we come to a 4-hour, we can see, despite this massive downward counter when Trump had that news announcement, the next highest volume has been these 4-hour candles. To be fair, we have actually respected this civvy already, and point of control from yesterday on a 4-hour. The reason I don't like using the 4-hour for point of controls is that it misses out a lot of the day range. Also, it only goes from, it's not encapsulating that whole period. The lowest time I'll use is an hourly chart for that. We can see if we shift down, but yesterday's point of control is actually resting about. All other levels seem to be concerning. I actually might use just the hourly to keep it all the same, at least going down to the hour. The thing is, if I shift this to an M15, you can see that the previous day point of control now drops to here, which is interesting. So I probably need to do a little bit more research into that, like why the levels are so different, but we'll take the high time frame. High time frame is always king. So previous day point of control is actually resting right here. We could actually spike just a little bit higher before we potentially see this, and I like that we've started a new 15-minute candle. More than likely we're going to run the liquidity of this high, hopefully push up into this point of control, then looking for a spill to the downside. Now, based on yesterday's reaction after filling in this gap, we went right to the gap. Value area lows resting right at this point. First partial was, I think, London session, probably these lows here, or maybe these ones here before we started going up. The next target was these lows right here. So we did hit both those targets if we had stayed in the position right to this point. As we were saying, we were approaching yesterday's point of control now on the hourly level. Looks like we're having already a little bit of a reaction. So just wanted to see a strong 3-minute bearish candle here. Looking to take partials using the M15. So probably take a partial there, another partial in here, another partial there, and then the last position probably a new day opening gap. We're looking to have like 4 micros on this position. I think we've got enough points here if we do want to flood all the way down to here to close us out for the day, but honestly we could even just spill lower and continue on this downward trend. For the time being, we're going to wait for this first M3 closure to the downside, and then hopefully look to get in and take you guys with us. So let's get it. Alright, nice. So at previous day point of control resting right here, I'm going to start with a micro position here for sure. Looking for that 300 target for both accounts here. That's going to put us on day 2, and then God willing, if we do achieve that, one more day until payout. Yeah, looking pretty positive right now. Watching ES. ES does look to be... We haven't closed above this civvy just yet. Nice push to the downside here. Wanting to see a fair bit of volume start coming out now as we're at the previous day point of control. This is just why I like volume profiles. I'm speaking a bit ahead, but just the way they've been going so far, if we do get this spill to the downside, it again just confirms why you should have these levels always on your chart. And really, you can just set alerts. The only thing that's tricky with alerts is that these levels do move quite a fair bit. We could definitely push just straight up above this as well. So let me not speak too soon, but I've been seeing really good results with using volume profile so far. All it's showing is that if we do get a push and a closure above, then the momentum to the upside is very strong. Let's wait and see. I'm glad we didn't take the short here. We still didn't get our 3-minute bearish closure. Seeing a lot of volume coming out right there, so I'm actually going to go straight in with 3. Just wait for a little bit more confirmation We did see a lot of volume just exit right there. More than likely buyers getting out of their position. Just gotta be patient at the top of this level here. Yeah, ideally we flip bearish on this candle, and then that gives us confirmation to go in with a bit more size. Until we see that, we're just gonna stay where we're at. Stop should probably be at this swing high here. Got a lower high here and a lower high here on either side of it. So this one here, we can take this one, but more than likely if we're reaching this high, this will be the next target. So stops at 939.5. 939.5. That'll do. 2. First I'll stop there. Buys do look like they want to push this higher than the point of control level. It is an M3 though, so just gotta be mindful. I just found that trading this way is much better for my mental and psychology. Knowing there's only one micro we're risking right now takes so much pressure off. Add this to 1 mini, you're multiplying these numbers by 10, so I'd be down by like $80 right now. With a drawdown of 250 only, like it gets up there really quick. And I think that forces me to make decisions that aren't in my best interest a lot of the time. So ES looks like we're actually going to invert this to the upside. It's not looking too great for this short idea that we did have, especially because we have already closed above the point of control. Might have to flip bias here. I still see views resting in here, but honestly by that reaction, we might be going way back up into previous week levels, but let's just wait and see. Looks like we're pushing down now. I haven't had a strong closure above. On the M5, so that's probably why. I think if we take this high, we look to flip to the long side. But let's just wait and see. Okay, starting to see that spill down now. So let's just wait and see if we actually hold. This is on M5 now, but M3, we've had a nice push down below. We're gonna see if we can add the rest of our position right here. Should still be at the previous day point of control level. Just waiting to see a lot of volume in this candle. Ideally I'd like us to come back up here, but if we start spilling, I don't think we're going to get the opportunity. Just be patient here. Man, this thing is just melting now. My goodness. Yeah, we do need to look at getting in here pretty quick. Yeah, nice on the M15 here. Good push to the downside. We could push up slightly and then we should spill down pretty quick. I probably will just look to take these one at a time, because I think if I add all 4, it's going to shift our entry right to here. But if I go 1 micro at a time, we should be okay. Let's wait and see. Ideally we push back up a little bit more. If we get to 40, we're just going to add straight in, I think, because then the M15 is going to support that, and then we should have more sellers coming in. If we hit 41, we're in straight away. Otherwise, if we can push back up a bit, we'll take that for better entry. Entries will make or break you. Take your time with this part. Don't rush. It will be the difference between a winning day or a losing day. So just working on my patience. What helps me, I don't know, this might help you, is just breathe. Like take really deep breaths. There's just way less pressure, especially these pivotal moments where you're like executing. Majority of the time it's just management, which you still got to breathe for, but on the actual execute, it's like a sniper, right? Like pulling that shot, just breathe. I'll wait for that right moment. We might get the closure, and then in the first few seconds, a nice little push to the upside, and then we still melt. Nice closure, still respecting this. Expecting like half of this wick to be pushed up to, and then let's see if we get our entry to the downside. So just looking for really this high to be taken, or if we hit this low, then we're in as well. Okay, so I wasn't able to monitor the entry. I just put a stop order underneath the 1 minute low. We're going to shift back to the M3. We had our entry right here, which brought our price all the way down. We are in short in this position still. Just going to put our partial positions where we discussed before. Stops are just going to be if we shift back to an M3. We'll keep it on an M3 for now. Should be at this high right here between the two. Stops literally, it's equal highs, which isn't the greatest, but one spot in there. How you feeling? Feeling a little bit stressed out? We had swimming today, didn't we? We didn't enjoy it. Lots of tears today. Halfway through this BC, we're going to look to take off a bit more. So 825.75. 825.7, that will do right there. Look to take one off at point of control, so 24804, and then the last micro we can look to take pretty much at end dog 24757. 247. 758. Cool. So I got everything where it needs to be. This is why I like using the volume profiles now as well, because you have all these levels pre-planned for where buyers should be getting involved. Ideally we can take a little bit of a partial, maybe it reverses back to the upside after here. Who knows, maybe it spills to go all the way for Asian lows. I'm going to spend some daddy-daughter time. We'll just be checking in. The good thing about trading a little bit earlier than New York session is because things aren't moving so quick. I do have the luxury of doing other things and then checking in. Just got to take the wins where they are. I think I was talking about it last night about wanting to be near America, because then you can start. So anyway, I get more time with the family here. So I'm going to do what I'm saying and spend some time, and we'll be back to check in probably 15 minutes or so. Alright, we're back. We did get a nice push down. I actually wanted to add into this position, but I wanted to do it on camera. I've got another computer upstairs. We'll look into the charts up there. This looks like a really good spot. Just looking at the M1, you can see we've tapped right up into this CB now. So I think even if we get to this first spot for a partial, it should take us out of the position. So I'm just going to put stops above this high for now. Just want a tight stop if we are wrong. Probably will be about like 100 if we do get up to this high. Hoping for this to hold, shifting to an M3. Yeah, we ideally don't want this high taken. 2 o'clock running here now. Could push up into here and then look to melt. But let's just wait and see. Ideally we want a nice spill down from 2 o'clock. Reason being, looking at our M15s, still respecting this level, and more importantly looking at the hourly. Massive wick and still respecting the top of this CB. But it's starting to get a bit of a meltdown here. Taking out these lows, we're at 200 for the day. Only looking for $100 more. Stops can go right at break even. Big buyback right here. We'll just see if the price wants to hold here or whether we want to come all the way back up. Crazy reversal actually. Just seeing that being at like 230 and then all the way back to 140. I'm just trying to see if there's any key levels. I just don't like that reaction, to be fair. It is the first minute, just gotta let it breathe a little bit. So you're probably hearing a lot of noise. That's culprit of this one, playing with wrapping paper, so I'm sure you can see. But we are starting to push back. New camera angle now. Actually, this is my daughter. It is what it is. She comes before all these videos and everything, so let's turn this off. Basically, we're approaching these lows once again. These lows, we're going to adjust our stops to this high now. So we'll be walking away with about, I think, just under 100, about $80 or $70 on the day, which just means it's less of a target to hit that 300 when we come back later. I'll probably wait until this little one goes to bed, just because I hate having her around when it's our time and I'm trading. Like, I'm not as engaged with her, she's doing her own thing, which is good sometimes. Like, you obviously want your kids to have some independence. I think, especially when she's this age, she's only going to be this age once, and this time is precious. I'm never going to get it back. I can always go on another trade, so that's just the way I'm trying to see it. This is looking pretty positive. I think if we can get one last little spill down to fill this, we should be okay for our 300 target, and that's us done for the day. But let's just wait and see. Buyers really do want to try and hold this. Still slowly making our way down, I think. God is just trying to teach me patience at the moment. There's a lot of going on in my life. I just need to be patient. This is, I think, one of them. Just gotta hold the line, not do anything. We're in for a full position here. A bunch of buyers stepping in now. Okay, we can go straight for a long here, just based off that reaction. Lots of people might have just wicked out, and that would indicate that buyers are actually really strong right now. So looking for majority off our point of control here. So we're looking to take 10 off at 24908. That's not to take. So that's 5, leaving 2 as a runner. Probably 1 just at these equal highs. And then we'll see if the rest want to come off a little bit later. But probably should have looked to take profit at the 200 mark. Just when we couldn't get lower, but I'm happy with the trade. I was expecting us to go a lot lower than where we were here, so not mad about it at all. Let me just check that time frames. Okay, so we come down to fill this fair value gap. Looks like we are bouncing. Alright, so we did get that nice push away. If we get a decent closure up on this candle, we'll look to actually double the position here. I just want to try to be in and out now, since we have the overall direction. Going in for 14 here. Have to adjust our stops to 28. Got a little pocket in here. Should be blasting through this based on this initial reaction and this push up. Awful trading day today, guys. Awful trading day. I got chopped up in London trying to trade in all of this. Just gross. Ended up getting a nice push to the upside once we looked at the 3 minutes. A lot of mistakes today, man. A lot of mistakes. We were on the really small time frames, which is why we got so chopped up at getting in and out of positions. Finally, watching this get invalidated on the M3 was the draw to go for longs. We did have a bit of a push down. I was short, got stopped out once we pushed back above here, and then looked on the retest and got this long right up in here. We've lost the conservative account today. That's what I get for sizing way up. You guys saw I was on 14 micros. When do I ever need to use 14 micros? That's what I get for trading in a low volume period. Shifting to trading view, looking at 4 a.m. here, it's just been straight bullish since 4. That first closure on like an M3 above the point of control, literally right here, was our good to go. Would have taken some partials off at previous day POC. Once we saw this closure above, wait for a pullback, which is where we did end up getting in long, and now we're just pushing up for the moon. Silly behavior, to be honest. I'm definitely not trying to blame this little one, but it was silly of me to try and trade while having my daughter and not giving her the time and attention she deserves and trying to make plays on the charts. Doesn't work like this. This is a really tough business and industry that needs 110% focus. And I'm sorry that I put trading above you today, and that is reflected. Are you giving me a kiss to make up for it? Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you. It always feels good after days like this, even rough days, to have this little one be my number one supporter. It just means the world, and it just puts into perspective why I'm doing this anyway. So I have to be transparent with you guys. There was a part of me and I was like, let's just delete this. Let's just let it go. But you guys are going to see anyway, what happened to that second account? This was another culprit too. Look at this, gone. I noticed this too late, and by the time I noticed it, we were already past a loss of 250. So I kept trying to overtrade, and as you can see, depleted. So yeah, look, we learned the lessons. Let's not beat ourselves over spilt milk. It is what it is. Positive side is one more day on this account till payout number 3, and I'll just be looking to scale in. I think I'm really dialing in on my process right now. Volume profile is really making a lot of sense. Even that first initial short that we did catch here, if I had just trailed my stops a little bit more aggressively, not expected this massive run to the downside, we wouldn't have been where we're at right now. A lot to learn from today. I just need to take the lessons on board and come back stronger the rest of the week / rest of the year. See you guys on the next one.